Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another How to Get Better at Call of Duty series. And this one's going to be How to Win More Gunfights in Call of Duty Part 2. I'm going to try to work this series in kind of chronological order for what it would make sense. So this one's going to be how to find a better sensitivity. And what sensitivity you should be running to win more gunfights. Simple as that. I see a lot of people, primarily in public matches. I'm not sure how many viewers have a crazy sensitivity, but a lot of people have like 20 sensitivity and ghosts and stuff. And that's definitely not something you want to do. And I'm going to help you out with finding the right sensitivity. So for a class, make a class just like this. Basically, all you want to have is a submachine gun with steady aim on. That's pretty much all you really need for that. And the other perks I would suggest you have on as well. And you could use a Vector, Avatar, whatever you really want to use. I like the Vector more. But here's what you want. You're going to start up a private match. You want to have it on Strike Zone, Free for All. And here's the rules you're going to want: unlimited time, unlimited score. You're going to want to turn health over to double here. Radar, you could have it on or off. I like to leave it off personally, but that's up to you. I turn field orders off just because I don't want any chem strikes being called in or anything. Leave all that the same pretty much right there, and you want to have the bots on recruit right there. And I personally like to turn them on as many as I can have, but if you prefer to have less bots, that's fine. And again, you just have that class out right here, and we're going to be jumping into this freeform match against some bots. And again, guys, I'm going to be live daily at twitch.tv/AvatarEvan. If you guys support me as a YouTuber and as a streamer, make sure you guys check that out. I do appreciate everybody that tunes in. And I'm always seeing new faces every day and some faces from the past as well. And I do, again, appreciate all of you guys tuning in to my stream. Shit gets crazy. I have a lot of fun in there, and I know my chat does as well. It's a really fun stream to be watching. If you guys ever have the chance, make sure to stop by. And to know when I go live, make sure you do follow my Twitter at AvatarEvan. All that is in the description if you need links to those kinds of stuff. But anyway, so this is what does happen when you do have, this many bots. You spawn inside of people. But anyway, so my sensitivity right here is a 4. I've been on and off with a 3 and a 4. Sometimes I've even gone down to a 2. But this is what I like to have here. And here are my other settings if anybody's wondering. Game value at full. Lean off. All that kind of stuff. But anyway, you're going to want to basically play this as, you can not ADS at all, and you want to only hip fire. And basically you're just going to run around the map hip firing everything. And let me find this guy here. And basically you're going to want to make sure that your hip fire is consistent. And what I mean by that is, I'm going to turn my sensitivity up here in a second, but just pay attention to how my hip firing is at like long range and stuff. Pay attention to how my hip fire is right now. Notice how it's pretty smooth. Not really shaky at all. And then I'm going to turn my sensitivity up. I'm going to turn it up to something crazy here. Let's turn it up to a 15, let's say. And, oh my goodness. But let's see how smooth my hip fire is now. Notice how it's like back and forth, how I couldn't really get precisely on his body. Especially at this kind of range. You can see it's kind of shaky all over the place. And there it was kind of smooth, but basically you want to focus on having your sensitivity nice and smooth, kind of like I had right there. As you can see right there, his body was right there. I jerked my thing way over to the right, and that's exactly what you do not want to happen. You want to have a nice smooth, like kind of strafe onto his body. You don't want your thing shaking all over the place. Basically, you want it nice and smooth like that. And you want to be able to keep a consistent shot on him throughout the entire gunfight, pretty much. And, I also do, I need to put a scavenger on this class, but if you don't have scavenger, it's alright. You just kill yourself. That's what I usually do. And this is also one of my ways I like to warm up with. And basically, you just want to run around. And notice how my shot's pretty precise. Like, my thing isn't shaking all over the place. When I miss a shot or so, when I'm missing shots, I'm still pretty consistent about keeping my crosshairs lined up with the character. So always, basically this is what you're going to want to do. And basically do this until you do find the right sensitivity for your playstyle. And for SMGs, typically they have a lot higher sensitivity. For ARs, they do lower it a bit. And then after you're done hip firing, let me just, because he's about to kill me. After you're done with that, you're going to work on basically just shooting your enemies. As you can see, my aim's a little bit shaky.
resist.
But double health does definitely help out with the ADS portion, not so much the other portion, hipfire portion. Right? Basically, you're just gonna make sure you have a nice shot here, and always pay attention to your crosshairs when you're shooting. I'll get into this more in depth in later episodes, but always have your crosshairs ready for a gunfight. So if I expect the guy to be popping out that door right in front of me, I want to have my crosshairs on that door right before I ADS, right? And notice how right there I didn't have my controller shaking at all. And you could definitely switch up the map if you like, but you want to focus on kind of longer range gunfights. Like, even that is a medium range gunfight, but like this kind of range, you want to make sure you have a nice smooth, like, precision shot. You don't want it to be like shaking back and forth like that. Like if I'm trying to shoot this guy, I'll try to demonstrate it here. I don't want my aim to be like that. I want it to be nice and controlled and smooth on my target. Like for this kind of range, if you're doing this and you can't control your aim, you gotta turn it down. Lower sensitivity, the better. And for sensitivities overall, I would say you want to keep it from a 2 all the way up to, I'd say a 5. A 5, you don't really want to go any higher than that. I keep mine at a 4 because I do run a sub and I kind of like to get a little bit wild, Russian, and whatnot. So that's what I like to use. You guys can use whatever you want. I do have a control freak, by the way, so that helps with your aim. I went over that in the first episode. And overall, just make sure your aim is nice and precise. That's really what you got to focus on. Make sure it's not wild, going back and forth, and again, just precision. And just work on that. Your sensitivity has a big part of it. A lot of it does have to do with practice in the game. Like just playing a lot like I do. Will help out your aim, obviously. And you can kind of adjust to really end sensitivity, but if you're wild like that, you got to turn your sensitivity down. And turn it down to whichever you feel comfortable with. But that's all for today, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy this section of how to get better at Call of Duty series. How to win more gunfights sensitivity, part 2. We'll be getting into part 3. I'll probably get working on that pretty soon. And you guys will be seeing that out within probably a couple days of this being out. So make sure to look out for that. Hopefully this one helped you. Let me know in the comments below how you feel, any suggestions, anything like that. Make sure to like the video. Again, check out my Twitch. Check out my Twitter. All that shit is in the description. Let's go, baby. We got the games going. Let's get it. Peace out, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one.